Hello and welcome to the Ink Mages podcast. We're so glad you joined us. We have an exciting episode today because Angela is going to be launching her new fiction coaching business called Ink and Iron, and we are so excited to talk about this. If you are a writer or an author and you're not sure where to start with publishing or you have a lot of questions, you are going to want to listen in to what Angela has to share.
Hey, thank you, Stephanie. I'm really excited. Today is launch day, and I've been really working on this very, very hard because I am really passionate about good stories being told and good stories being published. I'm not a publisher, but what I am hoping to do is to be able to equip people who are in the process of writing, who need those coaching essentials for what makes fiction unique, what makes fiction marketable, and really helping them step by step, hopefully encouraging them to get a manuscript finished. And then I have a lot of courses that help you with marketing, platform building, and even understanding what it is to not just self-publish, because I think self-publishing gets kind of can get some bad vibes attached to it. But if you do it properly, like a publisher would publish your book, which I've had, years now working in the publishing industry, I can really help equip you understand what the difference is and how to powerfully publish so that your books are getting out there and competing with all the rest. You're seeing them in the bookstores and nobody can tell the difference, and you're market ready and ready to be sold. I think you and I were just talking about the drawbacks of when you self-publish and you don't do it the right way, how suddenly people look at that book and there are red flags attached to it all over the place. So it's avoidable.
Yeah, you don't want people to pass on your book, especially if you have a really compelling story and something you've maybe spent years crafting. You want to do it the right way, and it helps to have somebody who knows the business.
Yes. And, the market is very saturated when it comes to fiction, especially when it comes to fantasy and sci-fi fiction. It's a very saturated market. So it is important to understand how to do it right and effectively so that you're not passed over in a field of, other books. And there is a right way to do it. And I think that's one of the things I like people to know they can do it, that it's not impossible, that you're not cornered. The publishing industry is very broken in a lot of ways, but that doesn't mean that we don't have doorways that we can walk through and things that can really help equip us to do things powerfully and well and dynamically. And I think that comes with, for me, my writing journey with my first book, I knew grammar. I knew how to write the English language, but I didn't understand that there were a lot of these fiction writing rules and kind of even new standards to how people read books. I like to talk about how, Singing in the Rain with Gene Kelly was made, back in a day where movies were made a certain way. Nowadays, movies aren't made like that anymore. It doesn't mean that we can't go and watch a Gene Kelly movie and appreciate it, but we're not expecting that new movies being made are going to be made like a Gene Kelly movie. And it's the same thing with fiction. A lot of us, we've read C.S. Lewis, we've read J.R.R. Tolkien, and we think we're equipped for writing fiction. And we might be an equipped storyteller. And I think that's the difference. Like, yes, you're an equipped storyteller. You're ready to tell a story. You need to jump in there, make a messy draft. But there's all these kind of secret nuances to writing fiction that sometimes authors don't figure out until after they've published that first book.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh man, I wish I knew.
I wish I'd waited and
yes.
got some help.
Yeah. And I think the assumption is editors are going to do that for us.
Yeah.
And they don't always. And if you don't get the right editor, they don't always know all of the fiction rules. And so it really helps to be able to equip authors and writers, help them see their story, know that they can write a story, that they can practice writing and get really good at it. Then when it comes to publishing, they feel good about the book that is being published. So that's a passion of mine. And that's why I'm doing it, because I'm excited to get more stories out there. I think sometimes we think of publishing and book writing as a competitive field. And it is to a degree, but there really is room for all of us. There really is. I don't think anybody who enjoys a good story, anybody who enjoys reading or watching movies, they never grow tired of great stuff being produced. They never get tired of reading a good book. They never get tired of watching a good movie. And so there is always going to be an audience for this. And so I feel like authors and writers should be encouraged, because there is
Yes.
room and space for all of us. And there is a right way to do it and a way to really prepare yourself to be seen with your amazing story.
I think encouragement is such a big part. And you've been an encouragement to me. Honestly, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you because
Oh,
I had the same questions. I had stories under my belt. I had written around 7 books, I want to say, by the time I met you, but I had no idea how to take the next step. I did not know how to get in the publishing door. And you already knew a bit more than I did. So I was kind of like riding your coattails. As you pushed forward into that space, I was doing it too. I went a little different direction with a traditional publisher, but like if I didn't know that I had a teammate and someone
yeah,
there encouraging me, I don't know if it would have happened or it could have taken a lot
yeah.
longer. So I do think authors need someone who's savvy and who will encourage them and coach them and give them the proper tools. And so, is that something you can talk about? Break it down a little bit of what someone coming to you will get? Like, how does it start for them?
So one of the things which is really easy and is at no risk to you is you can go to Ink and Iron Fiction Publishing. There's a website already for you, and do a 30-minute consultation. They're free.
Awesome.
And what I love about this is this gets me the opportunity to meet you, to see if I can even help you, to see if you want me to help you. Those kind of things are
Are we a good
decided. And
fit?
this,
Yes.
are we a good fit? Can we work together? And even just kind of give you an idea of where your professional author journey can begin, and find out where you're at with your book. So that's the first start. And I think that's a really easy, risk-free way to just get introduced to me, to meet me, and see what it is that I have for you. But I do have one-on-one coaching sessions that you can buy either individually or there's packages, which makes it a little cheaper. And a lot of people
Yes.
need more than one coaching session. So I like to have that set up. I also have a 6-week group intensive where you can meet other authors who are a part of Ink and Iron and get group coaching in that setting,
That
as
is so
well.
valuable. Yes, I
Yes.
will say that is so valuable. We need critique partners to help us grow.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things, that was one of the very first thing when I was breaking into authoring that somebody told me, is that you need to know other authors. This is a huge piece to really preparing the way for having a platform to jump off of, is knowing others in the industry, in the community, who are doing things like you. Just like the Inklings, having other people who are even in that creative space that you're rubbing shoulders with to inspire your writing and help you grow. I mean, I could say the same thing about you. I don't think I would have the kind of know-how and skills in writing my manuscript if it hadn't been the editors, you being one of them, that I had met along the way, teaching me what I needed to know about fiction. And so that really helped to establish me in having a grid and an understanding in an ever shaping fiction industry. That's something I really, and if you're in the writing process, so say you're just starting to write your book, that is the right time to jump in. If you've completed a manuscript, but it's a messy draft, that's a great time to jump in. If you're ready to publish, but you don't know how, this is the great time to jump in. If you have published a book, you feel like everything's done excellently, maybe you've even traditionally published, but you're not being seen. This is where you can jump in with me as well, and I can equip you with some of the platform essentials to help see your marketing actually get traction and take you somewhere.
Your platform essentials are amazing.
Thank you.
I have benefited from the platform essentials for marketing specifically and knowing how to niche myself better
Yeah.
on social media for what is my goal, what is my why,
Mhm.
and creating the right brand and colors so people see a post and they know it's my post. So
Yes.
learned all those things from you.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. I think we just get out there and we start becoming influencers, and then people find out it's just not working. And so then
Yeah.
they give up on social media, they give up on their newsletter, they give up on all of the things that actually are there and available to work for you. But when you don't know your kind of your author identity or your brand, which can be hard to figure out, but that's the thing is I feel like I have a way to show you how to figure those out
Early
and
on.
early on so that you're able to start building that and understand it. And one of the really easy things to know is you're not going to figure it out if you don't just get started with it and
That's
start
true.
figuring it out along the way. That perfectionism to have everything perfect before you start is going to just keep you dragging, and not getting where you need to go. And so I think my goal too is to help people be so equipped that they don't need me anymore. They don't, that, they are able to launch out on their own and be able to get a grip on the industry and how to get their books seen and to keep writing and keep publishing and keep having their stories having impact. And that's another area that I'm really passionate about. So my Ink and Iron fiction coaching is really directed towards Christian and clean reads authors. However, I want these Christian and clean reads authors to still be writing dangerously and edgy and not neutering their stories and making them all Hallmark.
Yes.
And so how do we do that? Like, how do we navigate that? How do we still write those Braveheart stories or,
Yes.
those stories that really are, edgy and dark and violent? And yet still keeping up with our values and what is important to us. And there is a way to do that. And there is a way to navigate that. And that is something it's really important to me when I meet authors to get them to write in that way fearlessly and
Yes.
getting their stories. Because again, words are impactful, words are important, and we're not going to make the impact that we want to make if we are writing in fear. So again, getting those writers and authors to feel totally fearless and understanding who they are as writers and how dangerous their stories can become. And culture is shifted and impacted by our words, and they are impacted by the entertainment industry telling us what our values are supposed to be. And so it is important that we are writing these books. We look at Lord of the Rings and what a cultural impact that that series of books
it stood the test of time.
It definitely did.
And it definitely has impacted us and like probably millions of people. Yeah. All right. Well, we have a commercial that will be launching and debuting here on the Ink Mages. So we are going to sit back and let it play.
They call it dangerous writing, the kind that makes you think, question, and feel, the kind that brings light to dark places. It's time to forge your words into something powerful, to go from hidden to published. Book your free 30-minute coaching call today, and let's build your path to professional authorship, the kind that changes lives.
Man, that is so awesome. I love it. I feel so empowered.
I thought of the whole idea of ink and iron and just forging something, and that idea of heat and the power of a flame, and that you're actually creating something that's meant to be dangerous, like the sword behind me. So it really inspired me when I was creating Ink and Iron, this idea that we are forging something. So, when you go to my website, you're going to see a lot of things are geared towards forging with heat, with fire, because we're creating something that's supposed to be dangerous, that's supposed to be effective and powerful. Yes. And so that's really, my bent with everything with Ink and Iron is to be forging powerful authors and stories that have a sharp edge. So it's a theme throughout everything that I do. You'll see that you can even purchase 8-week courses on publishing. If you don't want to do the in-person one-on-ones with me, those are things that are available. Also, I even have free writing tips and all of those kinds of things available, because I do want you to be equipped with just some of the essentials without even having to hire me. Awesome. So check out the different details on my website, the things that you can just have for free.
I am so excited for you. This is awesome. And I wish you the best with it.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm excited to be able to do this. It feels like the right thing to do.
I know it's always been your heart to help other authors and people who have stories in them. Hence, that's one of the reasons we are doing this podcast. So I love that you're taking it a step further.
Yes, it's my natural kind of makeup is to encourage and to equip. And this is a really great way to be able to do this for people and authors. And that really is my heart behind all of it. So can't wait to hear from you and really be able to connect with some of you who are writing powerful fiction and just need that extra help. I'm here for you. Thank you for joining us today, you guys. Thank you for allowing me to talk a little bit about Ink and Iron. That was really fun for me. Check it out. Again, it's free. The links are in the description. You can also go to angelarhughes.com, click on Ink and Iron Fiction, and you can get all of the information. If you have any questions or just want more about it, again, there's a free 30-minute consultation where I'm just willing to meet you and see if we're the right fit, or if you just want to know exactly how it is I can help you. It's a great, easy, no hooks attached way to start getting your books written. So leave us a like, leave us a comment. Let me know if you even have any questions in the comments. And we love you here at the Ink Mages. We love our fantasy fiction, sci-fi stories. So be sure to like, share, comment, and join us next time.